In this lecture, I would like to discuss about characteristics of a chemical equilibrium. In previous lecture, we has been discussed law of mass action, chemical equilibrium, and equilibrium constant for a chemical reaction. So let us see a chemical equilibrium. A chemical equilibrium is a dynamic state at which the rate of the forward reaction is exactly equal to the opposite reaction. Both rates are same. Let us see here. Suppose if we are doing the reaction between the reactants A and B. So let us write that reaction here. So reaction between the reactants A and B. A moles of A reacts with B moles of B, and the product is C moles of C and D moles of D. So chemical equilibrium is a dynamic state at which the rate of the forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of the reverse reaction or opposite reaction. So at equilibrium stage, both rates are same. This is the first characteristics of chemical equilibrium. At a given temperature and at equilibrium, the concentration of the reactants and products are unaffected. It means the concentration of the reactant becomes equal to the concentration of the products. This is also possible at the equilibrium stage. The concentration of the reactant becomes equal to the concentration of the products. Now at equilibrium, or when the equilibrium is achieved, or when the equilibrium is approached during the reaction, that is by mixing the reactants or the products are mixed to start the reaction. An equilibrium can be approached from either direction. Not only from one direction, it can be started from either direction. Either it will be taking place by mixing of reactants or the products can be mixed to start the reaction. In both the cases, the equilibrium state will be achieved. Then the fifth characteristics is that the approach of the equilibrium can be hastened by a catalyst with no change in its state. It means the equilibrium is achieved in less time in presence of the catalyst. Okay. Whenever the catalyst is involved or not involved, but equilibrium is always takes place. Only the difference is that the equilibrium is achieved in less time in presence of the catalyst. So these are the characteristics of the chemical equilibrium. Once again, I would like to say chemical equilibrium is a dynamic stage at which the rate of the forward reaction is exactly equal to the rate of the reverse reaction or opposite reaction. Now let us going to discuss this topic, relationship between Kp and Kc. Relationship between Kp and Kc. Now what is Kp here? In the previous lecture, we have been discussed about Kp. Kp is the equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the pressure. So you can see here Kp it is equal to partial pressure of the product C raised to power C multiplied by partial pressure of the product D raised to power D and divided by partial pressure of the reactant A raised to power A and partial pressure of the reactant B raised to power B. This is about the equilibrium constant Kp. Generally, this equilibrium constant, it is for gaseous phase reaction. Suppose that the reactant A and B as well as the product C and D both are gases, then the equilibrium constant for gaseous phase reaction can be expressed in terms of Kp. Now, if both the reactant and products are in a solution phase or are in a liquid phase, then the equilibrium constant can be expressed as Kc. So Kc, it is equal to concentration of the product C raised to power C multiplied by concentration of the product D raised to power D. It is divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A and concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. And we obtain this from the law of the mass action. In the previous lecture, we have been explained how to obtain Kc and Kp. So you can see here Kc, it is equal to concentration of the product C raised to power C multiplied by concentration of the product D raised to power D divided by concentration of the reactants. Now, according to the ideal gas equation, PV, it is equal to nRT. This equation is known to us. PV, it is equal to nRT, where P is pressure, V is volume, N is number of moles, R is gas constant, and T is temperature. So we can write here P, it is equal to pressure, it is equal to N upon V into RT. N is the number of moles, V is the volume. So number of moles per volume, that is moles per volume. Moles per volume. It is equal to moles per volume. It is nothing but the concentration C. So we can write here it is equal to CRT, where N upon V, it is equal to C, number of moles divided by volume, moles per volume, that is the unit of the concentration, moles per liter. So N upon V, it is equal to CRT. So now we can use this equation now here. Let us see how it is modified. So you can see here P, it is equal to N upon V into RT. Okay, N upon V into RT. So it is equal to CRT. Equation 3. Where N upon V, it is equal to molar concentration, that is C. Now substituting the values of P in terms of, so we have to substitute the value of the P that is equal to CRT in equation 2. So let us write here the equation 2 once again. The equilibrium constant Kp, it is equal to partial pressure of the product C raised to power C multiplied by partial pressure of the product D raised to power D divided by partial pressure of the reactant A raised to power A and partial pressure of the reactant B raised to power B. So this is the equation for the Kp, equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the pressure. Now we can substitute this P, because P, it is equal to CRT, partial pressure equal to C. So we can write here Pc raised to C, it is equal to partial pressure of the product C raised to power C, it is equal to. So as P equal to CRT. So this can be written as concentration of the product C, this, into RT, because P, it is equal to CRT. This is raised to power C. Similarly, we can write here partial pressure of the product D raised to power D. So that becomes equal to concentration of the product D into RT. Okay, so it is equal to, it is raised to D. Similarly for the reactant. So you can see now the equation can be written in this way, Kp, it is equal to. So as P equal to CRT. So in this case, Pc, it is equal to partial pressure of the product C. So it is CRT, concentration of the product C into RT raised to power C, concentration of the product D, this PD equal to, this is C concentration of the product D into RT raised to D divided by. Similarly, for the reactant, we can use this concentration of the reactant A into RT raised to A multiplied by concentration of the reactant B into RT raised to B. Now we can simplify this, collecting the like terms here. You can see concentration of the product C raised to power C. Terms are separated here, multiplied by concentration of the product D raised to power D. It is divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A, this, multiplied by concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. Now RT is common here on the numerator. So we can write here RT raised to C, this is RT raised to D. It is at the numerator, RT raised to C into RT raised to D. So we can write here, it is equal to RT raised to C plus D. So you can see here RT raised to C plus D. Similarly, for the reactant, RT raised to A into RT raised to B, it is equal to RT raised to A plus B. Now this term in this equation, concentration of the product C raised to power C multiplied by concentration of the product D raised to power D divided by, this is nothing but Kc. We know that Kc, it is equal to equilibrium constant expressed in terms of concentration, it is equal to concentration of the product C raised to power C into concentration of the product D raised to power D divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A multiplied by concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. Or it is also written as, we have to take the symbol of the concentration of the product C raised to power C into concentration of the product D raised to power D divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A into concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. So Kc becomes equal to this. So let us see now, this is Kc. So Kc into RT raised to C plus D minus A plus B. This goes to the numerator now. Okay. So this is C plus D minus A plus B. Now this dash 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 represent when number of reactants and products are in larger number. Okay. So we can write the equation now. This is Kp equal to, so Kc into RT raised to C plus D minus A plus B. What is C? C plus D, it is the number of moles of the product. We know the reaction here. Let us see. A moles of A reacts with B moles of B, and the product, it is C moles of C and D moles of D. So C plus D, it is the number of moles of the product minus A plus B, it is the number of moles of the reactant. So we can write here, so this is equal to, so delta N. So that is difference between the number of the moles. We can write here delta N, it is equal to number of moles of the product minus number of moles of the reactant. So product, it is C plus D minus reactant, it is A plus B. So this is delta N. Instead of writing this C plus D and A minus B, A plus B, we have to write this delta N. So the equation can be written as Kp into Kc, Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. So this is the relationship between the Kp and Kc. The two equilibrium constant, that is equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the pressure and equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the concentration. So Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. So in this way, we derive here the derivation for, we derive here the relation between the Kp and Kc. Once again, I would like to write the derivation of this. You have to see how this derivation being derived here. Okay. See here. So for this reaction, general reaction now, A moles of A reacts with B moles of B. The product, it is C moles of C and D moles of D. Remember, capital A, capital B, capital C and capital D are the reactant and products respectively. And small a, B, C and D are the number of moles of that reactant, particular reactant. Now for this reaction, we know the equilibrium constant Kc by applying the law of mass action when both reactant and products are in liquid phase. So we can write this concentration of the product C raised to power C multiplied by concentration of the product D raised to power D, because D moles of product D, divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A and concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. Similarly, we can write here Kp, equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the pressure. So if both the reactants and products are in gas phase, then this should be written as partial pressure of the product C raised to power C into partial pressure of the product D raised to power D divided by partial pressure of the reactant A, partial pressure of the reactant A raised to power A into partial pressure of the reactant B raised to power B. So Kc and Kp are the equilibrium constant expressed in terms of concentration, expressed in terms of pressure. So this is the equilibrium constant Kp for the reaction where gas phase reaction is there, and Kc for liquid phase reaction, or all the reactants and products are in the solution phase. Now we want to find out here the relationship between the Kp and Kc. It becomes very simple. Now according to the ideal gas equation, we know that PV equal to nRT. PV equal to nRT. This is known to us. So therefore we can write here P equal to N upon V into RT, where N it is the number of moles divided by V is the volume, number of moles per volume. It is nothing but concentration. So it is equal to CRT. So it means that P it is equal to CRT. C is concentration, R is gas constant, and T is the temperature. So we can put this P into this equation. So let us write here Kp it is equal to. So P, in place of P we have to write here C. So concentration of the product C into RT raised to power C, because it is raised to power C here. So in place of P we write here CRT, concentration of the product C. Similarly, another product D is there, concentration of the product D into RT raised to D divided by this partial pressure. So in place of P we have to write CRT here. So concentration of the reactant A into RT raised to A into concentration of the reactant B into RT raised to B. Now we can simplify this equation, separate the concentration terms here. So we can write here Kp equal to, so concentration of the product C raised to power C into concentration of the product D raised to power D. It is divided by concentration of the reactant A raised to power A multiplied by concentration of the reactant B raised to power B. So this one term has been separated here into, now you can see RT is here, RT is here. So we can write here RT raised to C plus D, RT raised to C plus D divided by RT raised to A plus B. You can see here RT raised to A and RT raised to B. So it is RT is common, RT raised to A plus B. Now we know that this term it is nothing but Kc. You can see here concentration of the product C raised to power C, concentration of the product C raised to power C multiplied by this divided by this. So we write here Kc. Now taking this denominator to the numerator, okay, so we can write now this step in this way. Kp equal to, this is Kc now, equilibrium constant expressed in terms of concentration, into RT raised to C plus D minus A plus B. So we can write the equation in this way, C plus D minus A plus B. What is C plus D here? C plus D, it is the number of moles of the product, and A plus B is the number of moles of the reactant. So this is number of moles of the product minus number of moles of the reactant. So we can write here, we can give the symbol delta N. So delta N, it is equal to number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant, okay. So this is C plus D and minus A plus B. So you can see here, we can write here delta N. So therefore the final equation becomes equal to Kp, it is equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N, where delta N is the difference between the number of moles. So this is the relation between the Kp and Kc. So in this way we derive here the relationship between the Kp and Kc. Now let us apply this equation. So you can see here, where delta N equal to number of moles of products minus number of moles of the reactant. Case 1 now, when delta N becomes equal to 0, that is when the number of moles of the reactant is equal to the number of moles of the product, both are same, okay. So in that equation now, let us see, you can see here, let us write the relationship between the Kp and Kc here. So Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta N. This is the relation between the Kp and Kc. What is given here? Case 1, when delta N is 0. So let us put here delta N equal to 0. So it is Kc into RT raised to 0. So we know that RT raised to 0, it is equal to 1, because RT raised to 0, it is equal to 1 here. So therefore Kp equal to Kc when delta N becomes equal to 0. Number of moles of the reactant becomes equal to the number of moles of the product. For example, the reactant hydrogen iodide, 2 molecules are given, 1 mole H2, 1 mole I2. So 1 plus 1 C plus D. So this is equal to 2 here. So 2 minus 2 becomes equal to 0. Similarly for this, 2 minus this, 1 nitrogen molecule, 1 oxygen molecule. Total number of the reactant molecules are 2. So 2 minus 2 becomes equal to 0. Now when delta N is positive, when the number of moles of the product is larger than the number of moles of the reactant. Number of moles of the product should be larger than this. Then delta N becomes positive. Okay. Then it means that in such a reaction, Kp is greater than Kc. Kp is greater than Kc if delta N is positive. If delta N is positive, then we are getting here some value. Suppose that delta N equal to 2 here. Let us assume delta N it is equal to 2. Then we can put here RT raised to 2. So Kp, the value of the Kp, it is higher than value of the Kp, it is higher here, okay, than Kc. So therefore it is Kp, it is greater than Kc. See example it is given here. Phosphorus pentachloride converted to phosphorus trichloride Cl2. This is one molecule, this is one molecule. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 minus 1 molecule of the phosphorus pentachloride. So delta N it is equal to 1 here. So delta n equal to 1. So Kc into RT. It means that the value of the Kp it is greater. Kp is greater than Kc. So when Kp is greater than Kc, delta n becomes positive. And last, case 3 now. Case 3. When delta n is negative. When delta n is negative, means this, delta n is negative. Suppose that delta n it is equal to -1. Delta n it is equal to -1. Then we can write this equation in this way. You can see here. Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to -1. So how we can write this equation now? RT raised to -1 means it is 1 upon RT. Therefore, Kp equal to RT raised to 1 means 1 upon RT. Kc divided by RT. It means that in this case, whatever the value of the Kc, we have to divide it by RT. Then we are getting Kp. It means that Kp is less than Kc. In this case, Kp is less than Kc. So these are the three cases. When delta n becomes equal to 0, Kp equal to Kc. When delta n becomes positive, Kp is greater than Kc. And when delta n becomes negative, Kp is less than Kc. So in this way, in this lecture, we have explained the relationship between Kp and Kc. It is a very important relation. Kp equal to Kc into RT raised to delta n. Now, I would like to take one more example here. Let us write here, take the one more example here by taking the another screen. So see here. Okay. Take the reaction between, take this example, for example. The reaction between nitrogen molecule and hydrogen molecule, gaseous phase reaction. It gives two ammonia molecules. So let us find out here delta n. Delta n it is equal to number of moles of the product. Number of moles of the product minus number of moles of the reactant. Number of moles of reactant. So see here, number of moles of the product 2. 2 ammonia molecules are there minus. This is 1 plus 3. So in bracket 1 plus 3. So 2 minus 4, it is equal to -2. So delta n it is equal to -2. So for this reaction, what is the relationship between Kp and Kc? So you have to write Kp it is equal to Kc into RT raised to -2. So we can write this equation Kc into 1 upon RT square, or it is also written as Kc divided by RT square. So for this reaction, Kp equal to Kc upon RT square means the value of the Kp it is less than Kc, because whatever the value of the Kc equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the concentration, it should be divided by RT square. So ultimately Kp will be less than Kc. So thus in this way, in this lecture, we has been discussed about the relationship between the Kp and Kc. What is Kp? Kp is the equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the pressure, and Kc is the equilibrium constant expressed in terms of the